Welcome to another episode of Eberhart Outdoors. Today I'm going to go over all the stuff that Noah, that Amish gentleman that I know, does. He's doing two new items. He's going to be doing rattle bags, because I've been using this Knight Hale rattle bag for probably 30 years, and I don't think anybody's made a good rattle bag in at least 20 years. That's just an awesome bag. And so I've kind of replicated that with some fabric and some sticks, and he's making it for me. And he's also doing this prep pouch. This is pretty much identical to what I use for prepping trees. Not when I'm physically going hunting, like I'm freelancing, carrying my sticks and stuff. This is for prepping trees pretty much on private land where you're going out prior to season or post season, and you're prepping trees and scouting, and you're putting spikes in trees, or you're putting tree steps in trees that you're going to leave there. That's what these pouches are for. Oh, and I almost forgot. I did go turkey hunting, so it's early June, and in early May I was in a little contest with the tethered guys, and I shot a 10.5-inch bearded turkey. I actually did a video at the base of the tree after I shot the turkey, but I shot the turkey out of my saddle. I was probably about 25 feet up, and I shot it out of my saddle with a bow. So I've shot probably 60 turkeys in my life, and probably 20 some of them were with a bow, but it's the first time I've ever shot a turkey out of my saddle, so that was kind of different. Usually it's out of a pop-up blind or a ghillie suit or something like that. But it was a really nice bird, 21.4 pounds, and had a 10.5-inch beard. So I'm pretty proud of that. It's my first time I ever saddle hunted for a turkey. I shot him on my second hunt, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, on this prep pouch, I've been using this for years. One very, very similar to this. And basically what it is, it's a 2-inch strap. It's got a quick adjust buckle on it for tightening up it around your waist. It's got D-rings on both sides. And then it has a rope, regular 1/2-inch rope, just like you have on your lineman rope. This is an 11mm rope, so it's like you'd have on an 11mm lineman or tree tether rope. And it has a carabiner that slides on a prusik knife. So it's real simple to use. You just step into it, pull it up above your waist, tighten this up. Just like you're using a lineman rope, this goes around the tree. Carabiner hooks to your other D-ring over here. Then you'd, just like you would when you're hunting, you know, going up the tree with your lineman rope, you just adjust this as you go. And it has big pouches. You can put spikes in here. You can put a drill in here. You can put tree steps in here. You probably put 15 tree steps in each pocket. You can put bow holders in here. It's got a hatchet or a hammer holder here in the back. It's got places to put all kinds of stuff. So they're regular work pouches. There's just basically two work pouches hooked to a, permanently stitched onto a 2-inch belt with D-rings and a rope to use as a safety belt. So it works great. I have used one of these for so many years for prepping trees. I've actually replaced at least, over the years, I've probably replaced this rope at least 6 times. Because you just cut it off and put another rope on it. Because they do get frayed because you're sliding them up bark all the time and stuff like that. They get frayed way, way worse than when you're using a lineman rope going up a tree to hunt. Because with this here, you're using saws. Sometimes you nick the rope with a saw or a hatchet or something. So you do replace those ropes once in a blue moon, but not very often. As far as the rattle bags, this is the bag I've been using, and I've shown this in many videos. This last year, between October 1st and October 15th, I rattled in 16 different bucks in Michigan. Public on small parcels and private, couple private parcels as well. Primarily they were out of standing cornfields. And I've used this Knight Hale bag I've had it at least 30 years. And it's just got a nice sound. Nice crisp sound. And when you're calling deer, when you're rattling deer in early season, you're not rattling, you're sparring. You're making sparring sequences, which is more of a social thing. It's not an all-out battle for breeding rights. So they're just sparring for pecking order. You know, you might see a 10-point sparring with a 4-point. so they're not trying to hurt each other. They're just pushing each other for dominance and pecking order. So sparring sequence goes something like this. It's nothing like the stuff you hear on TV. That stuff is so fictitious. Deer do not just stand there and beat their antlers together. That is so unreal, it's not even funny. So this is what he's making, because these haven't been available for years, and in my opinion, there are no rattle bags on the market that are worth anything, in my opinion. So he is going to be making these. Now this is basically a mesh nylon. It's a pretty heavy gauge nylon, and it has 5 sticks in it. They're 3/4 inch sticks, and they're hardwood. They're not softwood. And there's going to be a little strap on the top to hook it on a, bow holder or whatever. And this kind of does the same thing, but it's actually a little bit louder because of the fabric, because it's such a big whole mesh. And this one here, actually, when you do get into the rut phase, is where you want to make a little bit harsher and more violent rattling sequence, because that's when they're actually fighting for breeding rights. That's when they're fighting. They're not just sparring. You can get real aggressive with this. So these are going to be about 40 bucks. 40 bucks a piece, and that prep pouch with ropes and everything, just the way it comes, I think that's 140 or 150. I'm not positive. I think he pays about 40 bucks a piece just for those pouches, per pouch. So the rattle bags are going to be 40. I know that for sure. And then just to give you a little bit of background on what Noah does, he's an Amish gentleman. He owns a stitch shop, a saddlery shop where he makes bridles and saddles for the Amish community. He's got heavy-duty sewing machines, heavy-duty thread. He can sew anything. Some other things that I've shown that he does, but I'm going to show them again. He modifies my Eberhart signature saddle to make it like what I personally use. So this is actually a really early prototype of an ESS, but this is the way I use it. So I actually hunt out of this once in a blue moon if I need to wash the other one. So what he does is he takes the leg straps off. If you bought a stock ESS, he would remove the leg straps. He would remove the leg loops off the D-rings. He would remove the waist belt on the interior of the outer panel. The waist belt would be totally taken off, and he puts on this quick adjust. And this quick adjust is just a really fast adjustable strap, and I'll show you how that works. And then he will also, if you want, because it comes with an adjustable bridge strap when you buy it. Once you figure out the bridge length you want, which on average is going to be 21 to 23 inches depending on your waist size. I'm a 33-inch waist, and mine's I think 20 or 21 inches. He will just take off he'll disattach the one side and make a fixed bridge, 21 or 22, 23, whatever length bridge you want. That way you don't have a adjustment buckle or a tag end of a strap sticking out. So the way this works is super easy. You just step in it, grab the panels, pull them up above your waist. That's it. The only difference is with this, most single panel saddles you wear them over your butt while you're walking. With the ESS or any two panel saddle really, when you're going to be walking in the woods with it, where you're just casually walking and then you're going to climb the tree, you put it on above your waist. So the whole entire saddle, both panels overlapped, are going to be where the bottom of the saddle is going to be where a belt would be on a pair of pants. So it's going to be up above where your belt would be on a pair of pants while you're walking in and then while you're climbing. Even while you're climbing, it's above your waistline. And then you just hook your lineman rope to your lineman loops and go up the tree. And then once you get up to the top, you hook up your tree tether to your bridge. Then you just loosen this end, slide it underneath your butt. And then you adjust the saddle how you want it. So that's the way I've been hunting out of mine for over 40 years. So that he would basically be adjusting it to be exactly like mine. And it's super easy. It's easier than any other saddle. And it's definitely more comfortable than any other saddle once you get used to using it. The other thing that he does is he will put aiders on any sticks that you might have. And he does aiders better than anybody I've seen. There's no metal on it whatsoever. So when he does his aiders, he always puts a piece of nylon strap over the metal on the actual stick itself. So once he puts on a piece of nylon over the metal, then he attaches the aider strap over top of the other strap. So there's no way this is ever going to wear through. The sharp edges of that metal on that stick are not going to wear through that by this moving around, because it's got one piece of strap over top of another piece of strap. And he charges $15 per aider step. So this one aider on this tethered Skeletor stick, this one aider would be 15 bucks. And he always puts a cross member at the bottom of the step. And you can make the steps, he'll make the steps as long as you want, but typically most people want, you know, this distance from this step to this step to be the same as from here to here. So that's typically, if you don't tell him what you want, it's going to be the same length. And then for double aiders, because I have double aiders as well as singles, I always use a stick with a double aider at the bottom of the tree, and then I use single aiders on all the sticks going up the rest of the way on public land. So this one here is a tethered one stick. This is titanium. In my opinion, this is the best stick made by far. I don't even think there's a close number two. It weighs 15 ounces. And this is the same way. He has these, I don't know how well you can see it, but that nylon strap is doubled up. So there's no way that's going to fray. Over, I don't care how many years you're going to be using it, that is not going to fray. And this one here happens to be a double aider. So a double aider is going to cost you 30 bucks. And he, again, he puts a cross member on each step. And he'll make triple aiders if you want them. But it's 15 per step on an aider. And then I've had a couple people email me wanting to know what this is. Now this is a group of 3 tethered one sticks. One of these sticks has a double aider on it, the other 2 have single aiders on them. But I've actually had people ask me what these are, because this is what I wrap them in. These are just those twist ties, like you have a bread tie, but it's just rubber coated twist tie. And that's kind of what I use to, you know, wrap my sticks in, nice and quietly. And I actually carry them with this on there like that as well. So you can buy these at Walmart, you can buy these at Target, you can buy them at any automotive store, hardware store, Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's. They sell these everywhere. and they're relatively inexpensive, probably $5 or $6 for a set of these. But anyway, Noah is his name, and this is probably the last one of these things I'm going to do for Noah, and that's his number. It's 989-506-0721. And again, he owns a bridle and saddle shop. That's what he makes, bridles and saddles for the Amish community. And he can do anything. I mean, his sewing machines are just top-notched, and they'll go through anything. And he does a phenomenal job on all this stuff. Whether you want to do aiders on sticks, I don't care whose sticks they are, he'll put aiders on them. Modify a saddle, an ESS, which in my opinion there's nothing even remotely close to as good and comfortable as that. That's why I'm still using it, and I've designed 2 single panel saddles that I don't care for single panel saddles. And aiders, and now he's doing rattle bags, and he's doing pouches. Now he doesn't stock this stuff, so basically he makes it when somebody calls him and orders it, he'll make it. So this isn't something he has sitting on a shelf. He's a busy man, so he just makes these to order basically. And he also I forgot to mention, he also sells saddles, and he also sells sticks. He's a tethered dealer. So if you want to buy 1 sticks and you just order them with aiders, you're going to pay the same cost for the sticks as you'd pay off Tethered's website. But then you just pay extra for the whatever aiders you want on them. Same deal with the saddle. He can, if you want to buy a ESS, he sells them. And then you just say, hey, I want it modified like John's, and he charges an extra, I think, $40 or $50 over top of what the saddle costs. Or if you own one, you can send it to him. So you can buy from him. You can actually buy Skeletors. You can buy 1 sticks, and you can buy saddles. That way you don't have to buy something, have it shipped to your house, and then you ship it to him, and then him ship it back. It's just you call him, tell him what you want, and he'll get it and get it made for you. So that makes it a little bit easier on you, and easier on him as well. So thank you very much. If interested, the links to many of the podcasts I've been on, or for information about my 2-day whitetail workshops that take place in March and April, please visit my website at deer-john.net. Thank you for watching another episode of Eberhart Outdoors, and to receive notifications for future videos, please subscribe.